Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Learn Mathematics. This is Rekha Chabra, your maths teacher. Students, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment after watching the complete video. I hope you must have seen all the videos of these three chapters: relations and functions, matrices and determinants. If you missed any of the topic, then I would request you to please go back to my YouTube channel and watch that specific video for better understanding of all the topics. So let's revise few more questions in this revision video 4. Question number 1. Let function defined from R to R and the function is given as 1 upon 2 minus cos x for all x belongs to R. Then we have to find the range of this function. So first of all we assume the given function equal to y and then we calculate the value of cos x. Now we know the range of cos x, that is minus 1 to 1. Then we'll replace the value of cos x as 2 minus 1 upon y and then we will calculate the range of y. Y is nothing, just the given function. So it is 1 by 3 to 1 in the closed brackets. Question number 2. Find non-zero values of x satisfying the matrix equation. Here this matrix equation is given. We know very well how to multiply a number with the entire matrix. Then we have to add these two matrices and then equate with the matrix written on the right side and solve and get the value of x. Question number 3. Find the value of x if the product of these three matrices is equal to 0. Here first matrix is of the order 1 by 3, this is 3 by 3 and this is 3 by 1. First of all let's multiply first two matrices, then let's multiply the resultant matrix with the third matrix and equate with 0 and get the value of x. Question number 4. Let R be the relation defined on the set of natural numbers and relation is given as 2x plus y equal to 41. We have to find the domain and range and also we have to check which type of relation is this. So as the relation is defined on natural numbers, so let's start with number 1. One by one we'll take all the natural numbers and we'll find the values of y. And then here we will make the ordered pairs and we will write the given relation in the roster form. Now let's check which type of relation is this. Definitely it is not reflexive because the doublets are not there in this relation. Now R is not even symmetric because 139, take any one example, is there, but 39 comma 1 is not in the relation. Same way for transitive, 11 19 is there in the relation, 19 3 is also there in the relation, but 11 and 3 is not there in the relation. So the given relation is neither reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive. Fifth, there are two values of a which makes the determinant equal to 86. We have to find the sum of those two numbers. First of all, let's expand the determinant, equate it with 86 and get the values of a. So we are getting minus 7 and 3. What is the sum of these two numbers? That is minus 4. Question number 6. If A is a matrix of order 3 by 3, then A square whole inverse is equal to what? A square can be written as A into A. Now, if we open the bracket by using this property, it will be A inverse into A inverse and this is A inverse whole square. Question number 7. Let A is equal to R minus 3 and B is equal to R minus 1. Function is defined from a to b and it is given as x minus 2 upon x minus 3. Then show that f is bijective. First of all, let's take the given function, adding 1 and subtracting 1 in the numerator and then we are splitting it. X minus 3 upon x minus 3 will be 1 plus 1 upon x minus 3. Now for 1 1, fx1 should be equal to fx2. So let's equate them and it gives us x1 is equal to x2. It means it is injective. Now for onto function, let y equal to x minus 2 upon x minus 3. Calculate x in terms of y. This is defined for all the values of y except 1. So yes, y belongs to b. Function is defined from a to b. Y belongs to b and b is equal to r minus 1. So definitely this function is defined So it is onto, or we can say surjective, and hence it is a bijective function. Eighth question, a very good question. F t is equal to this determinant. Find limit t tends to 0 f t upon t square. So first of all, ft is given. Let's calculate ft upon t square. So right side also we will divide with t square, and just because it is determinant, so let's take 1t in R2 and 1t in R3 and divide. So it will be 2t upon t, 1, 2, sine t upon t, 1 and 1. Now let's take the limit, apply the limit, t tends to 0 in all the elements on the right hand side. Now limit t tends to 0 cos t. This is 1. Limit t tends to 0 and t. This is 0, and limit t tends to 0, 1. Here the function is independent of t, so definitely the answer is this function only, that is 1. And this way we can solve all the elements, we can solve this limit for all the elements. And we have studied this formula in class 11th. Limit t tends to 0 sin t upon t is equal to 1. In fact, we proved as well in class 11th. So after solving this determinant, the final answer is 0. Ninth question, if A is this matrix, then A inverse exists if lambda is what? So we know that A inverse exists if determinant A is not equal to 0. So let's calculate determinant A. 8 plus 5 lambda is not equal to 0. So 5 lambda is not equal to minus 8, and lambda is not equal to minus 8 by 5. So A inverse exists if and only if it is not equal to minus 8 by 5. 10th question, if A is this matrix, B is this matrix, then find a non-zero matrix C such that AC is equal to BC. So here, first of all, we should decide the order of matrix C. AC, we have to multiply A with C. So what we have to check, we can find out that the order of matrix C should be 2 by n, and one by one we can take all the values of this n. If we take n as 1, so the matrix C will be x and y, means 2 rows and 1 column. Rows will be fixed too, but columns may vary. So now let's calculate AC and calculate BC. Now they both are equal, it is given in the question only. So let's equate and we will get y equal to 2x. So the given matrix is C is equal to x and 2x. Now one by one we can consider all the matrices which are possible. 2 by 1, 2 by 2, 2 by 3, when we keep on changing the values of n. So these are the resultant matrices that we will get. So in general we can say k and 2k, where k is any real number. I hope you must have understood these questions. Students, please keep on practicing all the questions and do all the revision work in your notebooks. Thank you very much, students.